Welcome back to Shadows Over Loathing. I think I'm going to go to the feed store to find Jasper. That's the one that's singled out as being like the most, I don't know, the proper larger story, I believe. So it's like the next thing to continue on progressing the overall narrative. On the road, you pass a farmer slumped in a wooden chair. He rocks back and forth on his front porch, although there is no house behind him. Looking for the old ham mill. It's our way, though it hasn't blown for some time. The old ham mill. Where's the rest of your house, old man? First of all, I'm not old. I'm 13. Younger than you, I reckon. As for the house, bank took it. It's tough times all over. The porch only, isn't that like a Grey's Anatomy thing? Is that what we're pulling from? I don't think it's a proper reference, but like, it's just kind of funny to think. Sorry to hear that. He nods, and just as he's about to say something else, he and his front porch are whisked away in a passing bank van. It is tough times all over indeed. I'm gonna keep going where I'm going. I'm sorry for you, man. That seems like a tough break, but I got places to be, things to do, Jaspers to visit. What all's going on in here? I feel like I have been in here. Enormous sacks of hen feed. Bulky sacks. Big bags of bison feed. Tremendous bags of goat feed. Immense sacks of horse feed. Various expired horse medicaments. Old-timey music. Uskaloosa perseveres with her puzzle. So I probably have talked to everyone. Been by the Mole Ross place yet? I don't need the whole meteorite, by the way. I'm no space hog. Just ask for a little piece. No, not yet. Don't leave it too long or it might disappear like the Mole Rosses. What are you playing with? Puzzle box. And a real tricksy pig of a puzzle, too. A pig of a puzzle. I don't know that one. Maybe I could solve it for you. But then I won't have solved it. And they'll know what type of lock to put on my cell. What are you doing that's going to get you locked up? Uskaloosa? Uskaloosa? God, it's a tough one. It's like the Ogopogo or something. Why is the back door locked? It's not. Yes, it is. Quantum mechanics. The door is only locked when it is observed. How do I open it? I'm not a quantum mechanic. See you around. Well, how do I open it without looking at it? The door is not messing around. Also, it's barred from the other side. Try the knock pattern. I genuinely don't remember where I learned that from. You knock in the same pattern you heard at the front door. Oh, when first coming in. Okay. Wrong code, Jughead, one of the chess players mutters from the front of the store. Yeah, so I have gone through all this before. Go to the feed store and find Jasper. So I believe I've talked to them and everything, so I guess I have much more to be worrying about in the meantime. Wendolin is still tweaking his whatever that is. He continues to tweak his device, ask about Hellstrom. Who is he? That fat cat oil baron. What's been going round buying up every patch of dirt big enough to drill a well into. I ain't want to talk about him. He'll get us soon enough. What does that mean? Don't mean nothing. Just an old man talking old man crap. Well, okay, man. I'm gonna leave you alone to keep doing what you're doing there. The Mole Ross house. This is the thing that has been most immediately presented to me, so that's where I'm going. Grah, hungry. I know you're always hungry. That's just a basic fact about you. Not baseline. Hungry. Oh, Well, there's a bunch of abandoned farms around. Maybe we could find some cows? There haven't been any cows in this country for decades. I know. Thinking wishful. not wishful thinking. Works either way, I guess. Eventually you find a pasture with a small flock of aimless grazing goats. I actually genuinely do really like goat. Like a nice braised goat. I'm pretty into it. The ensuing carnage is too extreme to describe. Excuse me. He tosses away the goat horn he was using to pick his teeth. Alphonse's HP increases by 5. That might be the first time I've ever burped on command. I feel like I knew people who learned how to do that when they were like 8 years old and they would show it off all the time. See, it's pretty weak. My first one was much better. That's not a skill I've ever really possessed, and I was fully prepared to make an ass of myself trying to do it on the spot like that. Now I've given it all away, that it was all just a random chance. A notice of repossession from a bank. They've apparently already taken the mailbox. They just chucked it into the ground with enough force that it like stuck in there. They really whipped it down. A dirty fence. I've already dealt with that, but now my fence senses, my fences I call them, have been sharpened. As you head to the backyard, you hear a voice from behind you. Stop! That area is off limits to civilians. Huh. Better go see what that's all about. Yeah, this is a frowny guy. Apparently has some things he needs to get off his mind. A strange-looking telescope. A worried man, an astronomer perhaps, stands beside a weird telescope. I thought it was a worried telescope for a second. Best not tarry here, civilian, if you care for your safety. Before you lies a horror house. Civilian? Well, I don't take you for a surveyor. Fair enough. Well, what's a horror house then? A surveyor's term. Forgive me. A horror house is like a haunted house, only real. Haunted houses are real. I've been to a couple, I think. In all my life, I've never surveyed one. You'll just have to trust me on this one. Well, what makes this a horror house? That house there belongs to a farming family, the Mole Ross clan. I should say belonged, because they vanished, and I should also say, have said, doesn't belong, because that house belongs to the bank. I speak of Jessup and Paddington National, who have commissioned me to assess the value of the house for its resale at auction. That does not tell me about what makes it a horror house, but what is the problem with the house? I'd say the problems with this house began when a meteor from outer space smashed through the roof. I can see how that might be an issue, sure. 3 months later, the Mole Ross clan fled by night and, I presume, by car. They ran off with no regard for their mortgage. Can you imagine? So heartless to care so little for the bank's bottom line like that. I was thus sent to assess the value of the Mole Ross property for the bank. Only I'm spooked. What's stopping you from surveying the house? He shudders. Listen, I entered the surveyor's seminary to avoid the horrors of war, and here they are right on my doorstep, which is that literal doorstep. I've surveyed every state of this great land, and never have I seen things so frightening and mixed up as the abnormalities in that house. I can make no sense of it. How many times are we going to go in loops here? You got to start answering these questions more directly, man. Just, things. Mixed up things. Toilets in the kitchen. Refrigerators in the bedroom. It's a madhouse. Sorry, a horror house. Can you be more specific? No. I don't know how to describe it. I guess this is playing up the, Lovecraftian idea that, horror, it works better when it's intangible and you can't actually, it's indescribable. Why don't I just take a look then? I don't think you have the eyes of a surveyor. No, but on the other hand, I'm not too scared to go into the house. I do. I keep them in a jar. Ha ha ha. I'll just say I'm willing to do it. Basically, I guess it wouldn't do any harm. To me. Here's what I'll do. I'll give you the house key, and if somehow you can fix whatever's going on enough for me to carry out my work, you can have 10% of whatever my valuation happens to be. Fair? How much we talking about? Sure, I'll take a look. I'm not interested in doing your job for you. How much we talking here? What do you mean? How much is the house worth? Why don't you tell me how much you think a house is worth, and we'll go from there. Well, probably not $1 million meat. I would even hesitate that 500,000 is far too much for this time period. I would say 50,000 is quite likely. The odds that they give me 5,000 meat are very, very high, but dear Lord, man, never pay 50,000 anything for a house. No, if I'm right, the house is worth 5,000 meat, which is what I guessed probably would have landed on because a 500 meat reward is much more reasonable, which will be a fee of 500. What do you say? Sure, I'll take a look. The Mole Ross key. This'll get you in that abandoned Mulross place, or what's left of it. Grand stuff. Good luck, and for your own safety, don't look too closely at anything. You're not a trained surveyor. What do you think happened to the family? That's not for me to survey. That's the funniest possible line. But between you, me, and this theodolite? Theodolite, yeah, the meteorite. Something strange must have transpired. This was a highly profitable farm. What kind of name is Mulross? It makes me think of molasses. Think it's foreign? What country? How did the endless series of follow-ups are kind of funny. I don't know why this dialogue conversation branch has so much more to it than the average one. Like, why this one of any? What country? I don't know. I haven't surveyed abroad. You can only learn something if you've directly surveyed it. How did the Mulross family vanish? Can't say. Wasn't there to survey it. Do you know Usklusha Barnhill? No, I don't believe I've surveyed her. Sounds like a fun time. Well, bye. Survey you soon. The surveying bit didn't feel fully committed to until about halfway through that. I feel like I didn't ask the right questions at first. Admiring my theodolite? You can look, but please don't survey. That alone is worth talking to him again. What do you think happened to them? Not for me to survey. Between you and me, this... okay, something strange. Alright. I feel like there were branches in that we never got to address, but it's fine. The bank probably wants to repossess the hay in this stack. If they had their way, banks would probably take a bale out of everybody's stacks. Hey, a stack of something. There it is. You got the noodle. The proverbial noodle in a haystack. Ah, yes, just as they always are. Care to survey the rest of the region? Survey not. The bank has likely repossessed the Wells rope and is probably working on the rest. They are thorough, aren't they? So as I head to the back again, sorry, it's against surveyor code to enter a backyard without permission. You'll need to go through the front door. That's ridiculous. I don't make the rules, I'm just a stickler for them. I don't understand Brannigan's law, I simply enforce it. Alright, I'm going in. A cute little entryway. It's a door-able. Unlock it, despite that pun. You unlock the door and then toss the key back to the surveyor. Just toss it in the gutter. What in the world? It's better now. Oh, no, it's getting worse again. It's all gone. All is lost. No, it's okay. I think it's going to be fine. We just need to be able to... Oh, no, it's totally... Just... I ran out of steam on that bit very quickly. Well, you're not supposed to cry over spilled milk. Spilled chowder is another thing entirely. Chowder! Chowder! A bronze plaque on the table is inscribed Mailross. Is that the name? Wasn't it Mulross? Oh, but it's like, this is where their mail goes, I guess. In the top drawer, you find a large stack of orders for Mulross produce, impaled on a spike, and a collection of handwritten letters inquiring if the house is for sale, also impaled on a spike. They're just very used to order tickets at like a restaurant. Open the bottom drawer. A note from Nabby Mulross to order more spikes for mail. Okay, I tried to go in the door and I just got sucked in instead. There's even like wacky things going on up on the roof there. Quite a fine piece of furniture. The farm must have been doing well before its ruination by meteor and subsequent abandonment. Just some corn. If that's an ear of corn, the full corn man must be enormous. To go with the ear. Each of us is but a chess piece on a board, if you think about it. I will think about it. And which are you? King, queen, horsey, little shrimp, thick roamer, the tall and pointy, and the chessboard itself. Obviously, I'm the board itself. That resulted in nothing. The game nears its end, but it's not over, and the fate of the very chessboard is yet to be written. Alright, so can I properly, I can just use the door. Oh my god, watching it get, sucked in there, and my brain, my head getting sucked in the other direction. Well, I'm going down the main regular hallway there just to see the kitchen. If it's the bank's house, the bank can do the dishes. I agree. Oh, I got sucked in somewhere again. Oh, now I'm in the back. Not what I wanted. I guess I got plopped out of this up high here. I can continue painting fences. That is an option. What is that I'm almost interacting with? Oh, maybe it's just leaving. Go to the front of the house, yes. One of Will Hunter's fences. At this point, it's not your job to paint them, but I'll do it anyway, because I love a sparkly new fence. The picket. You paint it. Empty. Perhaps the dog has been sent to live at a bank upstate. He already is at a farm, so he gets sent to a bank. These wormholes have made a real dog's dinner out of the dog's dinner. We've met a weird little pig imp thing before, haven't we? A pot that a pig's in. It's like a teapot pig or whatever it's called. Hello, sir. Make small talk? Did you see? Did I see you in my hunter's dream? All right, that's it. That's all we can talk about. I guess that was it. Got permission to enter the backyard, I see. Yeah, I went and got it perfectly legitimately and followed every surveying rule there is. What? Farm? What is? Well, say instead of hunting swamp pigs or whatever, you catch a bunch of them alive and put them in a pen. Eat later. Yeah, but not all of them. You leave some of them alive, so they breed more pigs for you. These farms are like that, except instead of pigs, it's different kinds of plants. Alien concepts! Humans weird! It just blew his mind. I don't really know what his alligator mind's tolerance is for new information. That might have really... Maybe that truly was the most insane thing he's ever heard. Curiously colossal cabbages, grotesquely giant garlic, and an enormous egg. Throwing in like a wee bit of French there to really sell the concept. Wow, no wonder it's a profitable farm. Farm home, sweet farm home. I'll just start wandering around. The telegraph machine is upside down. Could be an Australian model. There is a new telegram. I'm on. Do not abandon house. Stop. Stay on the property ladder. Stop this direct order from your papa. Stop, aka the main Mole Ross. So you're trying to stick it out in this place that's being twisted into absolute hellish wreckage. It seems like it's not going well. Maybe you'll let this one go. So I think I got pulled into those cabinets. I don't think I got pulled into this desk. Oh, back to the front. It did look like there was something else to investigate. Though it might be convenient to have a shortcut to the kitchen, taking it has ruined your appetite. Well, I don't think I've taken this door. No, I did take the door, but then where I went from here, I don't know. I'll go to this little table. Oh, I got instantly sucked into something else by doing that. Oh, and okay, so that's a portal from the roof. So that weird little bit going on up above there did have a purpose. So I think I, like, screwed something up here and accidentally... Oh, no, you just automatically go through that door. So I guess it shows you that there's a new area, but you can't actually, like, go about it through that specific entrance. So let me just wander my way back around. I don't think there was a way around that. No, whichever way I try to go around the table, I get sucked in. So dead ends. Dead ends in that way. Head back through this door. And I maybe haven't taken this door yet. Aha! I've been put on the opposite side. If I go... Oh, that's just a direct way through those two doors. Can I go back? I can just go around back now if I want. And the fence remained painted, so, you know, feel a little bit good about that. I think it's just the one portal back there. So I clearly still have more investigating to do here. Did the sink just put me in the backyard? Yeah. Wow, I am... a little bit stumped on this. An odd location and even odder rotation for a refrigerator. You got the gallon jug of bitters. You heart this because it is bitters? Like, you heart this as in, like, I heart you, I love you, I heart this? What a weird way of saying it. Only thing in the refrigerator is a massive jug of bitters. Bitters don't really need to be kept cold, so it's a lucky thing this refrigerator is not working. I mean, is it lucky, or is it just kind of is fine? It's fine that it's not working is the main takeaway there. Oh, can I run through there before being teleported? I suspect no, not really. If I go back through this door, yeah, I'm just taken straight back. I'm that room. There's like nothing I can really do about it. As long as I'm like understanding. So as it's untwisting, I'm gonna try and run through it. I don't think that's gonna be a solution. All right, man. What's going on here? You've been inside and lived to tell the tale. Is it safe in there? What have you surveyed? Well, the house is Swiss cheesed with wormholes. I don't think you're 100% correct on your observation. To my eye, those holes couldn't have been made by a worm. What do you think happened to the family? It's not for me to survey. I'll survey you later. What was my to-do list thing that was at this location? She wants you to get a piece of a meteorite. Well, I don't actually know where the meteorite is at. Oh, I can the surveyor's theodolite stands ready to measure the angles of the house. Okay, so when he said it was nearby, I thought he was referring to the meteorite. Apparently, it's his weird telescope. There's a bug on the lens. Appraise it. Who is to say the value of a bug? Me, I can say. What is the value of a bug? I don't want to set it too high, because I think this might come to bite me in the ass later, that eventually a bug will be for sale, and whatever I set is what I'll have to pay. 50 meat. The bug is thus surveyed and appraised. Okay, but then what about the house? There's a bug on the lens, it's worth about 50 meat, and doesn't even know it. Do you want to talk about the bug? I valued the bug on your theodolite lens. At what? 50 meat. I hope you don't think that I'm giving you 10% of that. That wasn't the deal. Well, I'll survey you later then. I can't steal their mail. It seems like going to the back of the house is important. Like that's something I should be going back towards. I don't think I inspected the cart. The bookcase, I probably won't make it to there. Yeah, there's really no making it through that. That really, it throws me off. It makes it seem like that one teleport shouldn't happen. But it ends up blocking me off. Like, entirely. Where is left to even go then, if not there? I guess I'm just picking a different one entirely. The Grode Valley needs fertilizer. That seems like a simple task. Hopefully, maybe, probably. From the orchard, is that where I needed to go? There's the farm. It's probably a pretty big farm, so it's probably a bit much to be dealing with right now. Let's just go to Grode Valley. Speaking of worms, wow, they're hyperactive, aren't they? Let's avoid a leaf prune here and just head out. Grode Valley Cherry Orchard. A fretful-looking young lady sits behind the fruit stand. Hi, I'm Maggie. Welcome to Grode Valley Orchard, I guess. Hi, I'm Graeme. You seem to have kind of a worm problem? Yeah, I'm pretty conflicted about it. On the one hand, I'm an anti-capitalist. On the other hand, those worms are really bad for business. Yeah, that's a tough one. Maggie sighs and taps her fingers on the counter. Do you have any spare fertilizer? What do you need fertilizer for? Well, it's not for me. It's for a guy I know. You don't have to be cagey about it. It's just fertilizer. It's not drugs or pornography or anything. Well, it is quite filthy, so it's got that in common. What? No, honestly, it's for someone else. Well, I do have plenty. I could give you some in exchange for helping out with these worms. I kind of figured that would be the deal, yeah. Oh, okay, I'll do it. Great. I'll unlock the basement. The worms tunneled into it, so you should be able to follow the tunnels to their nest. Your produce stand has a basement? Doesn't even have a roof. The guy who built it was really into basements. Roofs, not so much. I didn't have the heart to insist. I see. Where is it? behind this pile of cinder blocks. Help me move them out of the way so you can use it. We move the blocks, the two of you shift them, and Maggie unlocks the trap door. There you go. By the way, watch out for the Maraschino down there. Who's Maraschino? Our cat. She's our last line of defense against the worms. Kind of also our first line. Not very effective? It's hard to explain communal labor practices to a cat. Well, I'll get to worming then. Pile of blocks is the area's only masonry of note. Do you want to talk about the worms at all? Not really. Someone has attached a very small, very bad house to this truck. Nope, there's no way that house contains anything of any use to a non-hippie. Wow, really writing that off. The last cherries of the season. You pick the cherries, but they immediately dissolve into a spooky mist. Ah! It's not actually that scary. You collect the mist. A lot of mist. Quite a lot of it. Nice heap and help and supply. Well, yeah, okay, that was it then. Down I go. There will be a cat to maybe feed or do something for. A bunch of bags of fertilizer, more than anyone could use in a lifetime, assuming they only need a bag every 4 or 5 years. Grab a bag for Grover. You heave a massive bag onto your shoulder, then effortlessly stuff it in your pocket. Missing an F on that one. Technically, you aren't entitled to this until after you've finished dealing with the worms. But I guess I can't stop you any more than Maggie can. Yeah, it seems a little shady to just grab this up and run away. I'm debating it. I would come back eventually, when I feel like it. Now you might be asking yourself, why would anybody need 240 pounds of fertilizer? But don't worry. Your pretty little head, baby. Sure, fine. We'll just leave it alone then. Things are often dealt with in large quantities in this game, and I usually just shoulder it. Like, just totally nonchalant, doesn't matter, barely an effort, no difficulties. Whatever the machine does, it isn't doing it right now. The machine appears to be missing a part, a worm gear by the looks of it. Well, I don't have one of those yet, maybe here. Someone left an old toolbox down here, unless maybe they left it a long time ago when it was new. Root through it. Someone left an awl and a miniature blowtorch. This is dangerous, but at least it's small. This tunnel is clogged with nasty smelling growed worm offal. Collect some. You scrape up the parts that smell the strongest. Fragrant secretions. This glob of nasty smelling worm pheromones will surely communicate something. Will convince some growed worms to go somewhere else. And the growed worms stink. You smell like the horrible thing you've been touching. You should try touching some less horrible things. You've already got the best and worst of it, though. There's like the first aid somewhere that I can go to. I think I made a note of it. It looks big enough for you to crawl through. Well, I guess that's what I'm doing then. So I can blast my way through these damn fidgeters, creepy crawlies. Some growed worms are in the way. I will fight these ones. These are like the most immediate ones. They can't be that difficult. They attacked me in a little hoop. Sneaky. The sneaky ones. And clammy. Ew, kind of gross. 19. They don't have sleaze armor like I would have expected, actually. 3 damage, 12 total. That's it's not that great, honestly. I should probably just focus using like my stench damage based attacks and just try and chip away at things that way. We'll try and attack some of the ones that are like nearer to being killed. Oh, it's gonna be close. He'll apply his stench damage. That's brutal. He's on fire now, though, so it's mostly going okay. Let's summon a helper with your AP. So I'm gonna sustain some attacks here, but I'm not expecting it to be that rough. Yeah, apply a quick heal there. Then I'll have truly no concerns whatsoever. Hey, Alphonse, great work, my boy. Oh yeah. That went fantastic. Slightly harder than some previous things, but not really. Let no one ever say you couldn't beat up a bunch of big worms. Worm oil. If nobody likes you and everybody hates you, consider using this instead of olive oil. Increase sleaze armor by 6. You know what, Byron? You've been on staff a long time here. Each round increase one of those stats. So that's fine, it's fine. Heal a random wounded ally by his mysticality, which is 4. It's not that great. Bites for damage, then heals you. That one's pretty good. Adds poison, heals its owner. Well, the mosquito one is like one of the best ones. I'm going to go back to the mosquito for a while at least. A sloppy little pile of worm egg casings. You fiddle with them, and you got the more secretions. Your hands are coated in smelly worm fluids. The opening looks big enough to crawl through. I'll consider it. I will fight these ones again. I'll save the pheromone thing for like down the line. In this case, it's random enemies. Oh, but it will. Yeah, it's fine. I'm overthinking it. I can kill one of those. There, not too shabby. Probably there's something better I could be doing with 15 physical. Actually, pretty damn strong. You won! Looks like your new nickname is Early Bird. Worm Squeezings. This stuff is so gross that it makes you want to throw it at somebody just so it won't be on you anymore. 20 damage. That's actually very strong. It's like notably very good. It's unclear if Alphonse is scowling angrily or if just how his face works. Or looks. You didn't get bigger, did you? He might have. I'm uncertain on that. Dealing 8 to all opponents and setting them on fire. Curse. So honestly, that's like a very strong one that I should probably be just generally making like better use of. Let me apply that to a bunch of y'all. Able to finish him off. I will summon you again. A little bit more strategy going on. But it's still kind of a breeze. Dark Rick is leveling up again. No stopping that guy. Alright, the whole worm thing down here is larger than I was expecting. Which means I should probably be wrapping things up and like plan to come back. I think that's going to be my move. Oh, I could have still done one more thing. Oh, I still can. So let's apply that. Luckily, didn't like end my turn. Oh no! I did end my turn. That's the other me. Not all that efficient. Nearly died. He had like 100 poison applied. That was kind of ridiculous, actually. And then there's a big one, distressingly large bore wormhole. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to go shooting myself straight down that one. That seems concerning. I will go back to the beginning, to whichever the first of these looked like something you could walk through. Not literally that, though. Hey, the cat is back. Maraschino. You reach out to pet Maraschino, but she wrinkles her nose and recoils. She must not like the horrible worm stench you've acquired. Oh, well, that bums me out. I'll try and work on that, Maraschino. Very, very sorry. Next time, I'll consider going and doing the first aid in my downtime. I might do that, and then we'll carry on from there. Thank you all so much for watching. Pitch me some episode titles, and I hope to see you again